Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First off, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutation, blessings to the house of David, which is the elect, the men, women, and children that are predestined to receive salvation and to be the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel. All right, so, this is just a, quick impromptu. I was, listening to the Elder Apostle Tahar's video, that he did on the Persian and the Medes will destroy Babylon, or something to that effect. I just wanted to just touch on something that he had mentioned. When you go into the book of Daniel, the 5th chapter, around the 27th verse or the 26th verse, it talks about the handwriting on the wall. Many tickle up. I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce the last one, so I'm not even going to try to do it. But basically, when you go into the tickle, it says what? That you have been weighed in the balance and you have been found wanting, right? And that's what the Lord, basically the handwriting, was telling Belshazzar, the king, of Babylon at the time, that he has been weighed in the balance and he has been found wanting. Right? And when you go into the definition of the word wanting, there's various different definitions, but one of the main definitions, it says deficient. Okay, and when you go into deficient, it basically means lacking, basically not up to standards, not up to normal standards. Okay, and in this time that we're in right now with Babylon the Great, okay, Esau, Edom being the head, or being the ruler of Babylon the Great. You have Esau, man. His kingdom, is also wanting. All right, it's also lacking. It's also deficient, which is why ultimately his kingdom is being translated, being taken from him, because it's being found out that he is not fit to rule. Just like how Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar, the Pharaoh, during the ancient Egypt, okay, all these different heathens, they all really have been deficient in their rulership, which is why their rulership has always come to an end, because it's not up to the normal, it's not up to the standard, I should say, of Yahawah. Okay, the way that these heathens are ruling are not up to the standard of how the earth is supposed to be ran, which is why in the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, the 10th chapter, the 4th verse, it says what? That the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set one over it that is profitable, which is who? YAHAWASHI, who the worlds were created for. Okay, YAHAWASHI, the world was created for YAHAWASHI and the elect's sake, the elect of the nation of Israel, being joint heirs with YAHAWASHI. So it's becoming apparent, and which is why all these end time prophecies are manifesting, why the people of the earth are in uproars. Okay, as it is written in the book of Proverbs, when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay, the people are mourning because the ruler is deficient. The ruler is lacking. The ruler, Apostle Tahar goes into the word. He also says the word, goes into being undisciplined. Right? I haven't found that definition for the word wanting, but even going into there, when you go into lacking or deficient, you really, all those things do tie into being undisciplined. And Esau is very, very undisciplined in his mannerisms, in his way that he rules. Okay, just for the fact that he is greedy of gain, which Scripture tells you that a person that is greedy of gain will basically destroy his own house, and that's what Esau has done. He's destroyed his own empire. Okay, that's why Satan's house is divided, because he's undisciplined. In the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter, it tells you that the getting of wisdom is the desire of discipline. And then when you go through the different, the different levels of what wisdom gets you, it ultimately says what? So the desire of wisdom bringeth forth a kingdom, okay? Bringeth forth a kingdom. So when you have discipline, you really would be able to rule and have a sufficient kingdom, have a kingdom that would be that will last, okay? And that's why the disciples, which the word discipline, the word disciple comes from discipline. That's why the Lord said he's going to, restore the kingdom back into Israel with the 144,000, his chief disciples being judges and rulers over it, because we will be able to rule with discipline. We'll be able to rule, and our kingdom won't be lacking anything. It won't be deficient. It won't be deficient in the laws that is being carried out, the judgment, the justice, all right, the mercy, the equity, all right. None of these things are going to be deficient when we are in the kingdom of heaven, which is why the kingdom will never be translated. It won't ever be left to other people, as it is written in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, that the God of heaven shall set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed and never be left to other people, because it's not going to be wanting. When it's found weighed in the balance, it's not going to be deficient. It's going to be a very efficient, very sufficient kingdom, all right? Because the rulers of the kingdom are going to be disciplined. The rulers of the kingdom are going to be sufficient, are going to be efficient, right? And as it is also written in the book of Sirach, where it says that as the ruler is, so is his people. So the rulership, the ways of the kingdom of heaven is going to flow from top on down, which is why in the book of Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, it tells you what? That the Lord's house shall be upon all the other mountains and governments, and then all nations are going to flow into it, because the top is going to be perfected, the top is going to be perfect, and we're going to establish that sufficient kingdom, that efficient kingdom, all throughout the world, okay? And that's why the world is going to be a world without end, all right? It says Israel should never be ashamed. World without end is going to be a world without end, because the people that are ruling are going to be ruling in righteousness. They're going to be ruling perfectly. And that's, YAHAWASHI, we being changed like unto him, where it says what? That we shall, we don't know how we shall be, but when we shall see him, that's how we shall appear, for we shall be as he is, all right? So we're going to be in a perfected state, and our kingdom is going to be perfected, and it's never going to be destroyed or left to another people, because it's not going to be found wanting. These other heathen kingdoms, Esau and all of his rulerships, they all have been found wanting. They all have been found insufficient. All right, just you have insufficient funds. Well, that's what Esau's kingdom is, man. It's insufficient, and that's why it's coming to an end. That's why all these things are happening. All right, that's why he's scrambling when it comes to his financial system. All right, his political system, his government. Everybody. It got all. Scripture says that all hands of the wicked. Terror shall make him afraid on every side. All hands of the wicked shall be upon him, because he is found wanting. He is found insufficient. He is found deficient. So what happens when you have a deficient or insufficient thing? You have to take it out the way, and that's why all these people, in the uproars in the world in general, why everybody is just tired of this devil ruling, man, because he is ruling in a deficient way. And it's not profitable to the earth, as it is written in the book of Revelation, destroy him which destroyeth the earth. So I just wanted to bring that out, man. Just something real quick. Just wanted to have that put on a video. Lord willing, edifying it to the elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakak Wadash. Till next time, Shalom.